Yo, that was like one of the best Grammys I had ever seen, you know. And since we're talking about this whole idea of media revolution and the revolution will be shared and not televised, we kind of pulled out, for me, like some top performances. For me, it was Beyonce's performance. You know, I thought like, oh my God, it was just incredible. It was pretty insane. I was really feeling Chance the Rapper. And only because he came up from the independent artist, and we'll talk about that. But D Money and myself, and I think the rest of the crew, I think our favorite though was, you want to, what was it, Devin?
And it was the Beyonce video.
Or was it that, or was it Tribe Called Quest?
They were both freaking awesome, honestly, for different reasons. So, like, the artistry behind Beyonce's performance is just like stellar. So if you haven't seen that, definitely worth a watch. You can YouTube it. We might even play. Do we have a clip?
No, we're just gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it was like absolutely stunning from an artistic perspective, and the message behind it, as well as the Tribe Called Quest was just awesome. I love those guys, and
they shut it down, man.
Yeah.
President Agent Orange.
Yeah, they brought some fire to that one, that's for sure.
They definitely brought the heat. So like I think in this context, you know, everybody's already talked about the Grammys, what they did, what they didn't like, but I always like to figure out like what is our spin on it. And I feel like that these three people that we're talking about right now is a part of this really great conversation about this new media revolution that's happening, and how they've really embraced it and really built their companies, their brand, and also being able to put out messages. I think that's really why I actually picked those three, or that we like those three. So like, you know, you guys just dive in. Tell me, you know, like, you know, what are your thoughts? Like, what did you think? How does it really relate to the media revolution? You know?
Well, you know, I want to speak for a second on Beyonce's performance, because that was incredible. It almost brought me to tears. And I think that there's something to say about somebody who steps up and is fearless to show some deeper message, whatever that is. You know, the conventional media, we all know, is a little tainted right now. And she just stepped up, brought in all of the religions that have existed, brought in all of the sanctity, really, of being a woman and what that's like. And for those of you who haven't seen that performance, go check it out, because that was something that I didn't expect. It had so many layers to it, and it was a bold move on her part, especially to do it while she's pregnant. There's a much deeper message there, and for her to share that, I think, just highlights exactly what we're talking about, John.
Yeah, I love this whole idea of the sanctity of womanhood. You know, I think that's a really good prevailing theme about what I think people should take from a part of the video. And artists, people take whatever they get as provocative, but I think that one is a very important message. I don't know, PJ, what were your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I had some similar thoughts, man. I was blown away by that performance, and, you know, just speaking for ourselves, putting this show together and all the work behind that, to put a performance on like that, and the people involved, and the ability to have everything coordinated is just unbelievable. So, but for me, I think the big takeaway was I really felt like I was traveling through time with Beyonce on this journey and this exploration of women and feminine energy. And I thought, you know, not only was it was amazing in a lot of ways, but it was also really powerful. Like we had a conversation, John and I had a conversation the other day, and we were talking about, it just seemed like she elevated the kind of the everyone's consciousness with that performance and with her message. So I was blown away. And she's just, I saw some debates online about her being the greatest live performer alive, and I don't know if I have a better answer than her. So
yeah, you know, I think, you know, if we talked about, you know, in this media revolution and what is media really designed to do, and if we're talking about transcending, what better way than, you know, to really use this medium and your artistic opportunity to really elevate consciousness, which I think is like super awesome. I mean, for me, it was one of those situations where, you know, I became very reflective about my relationships with women and the most important women in my life, like my grandmother and my mother and my sister, and how that's interconnected, you know, and how, that part of that love that they show is really at the essence of creation. It created me, it created the person that I am. But I also saw the other aspect of, where she talked about you want to be like your mother, but not like your mother. And that whole almost conflict that women have between their mothers and daughters and stuff, which is very interesting. But then us embracing this full feminine energy is also very healing. I think that was very much at the end, which was super cool. I don't know, Devin, what did you think? I mean, I'm sure you have an interesting perspective on it too as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but to echo what everyone else was saying. I think it really, like what PJ said, it kind of brings you through time and the experience. I think she opens like, do you remember being in your mother's womb and like the velvet of her body? And it was like,
wow.
That was just like such an interesting perspective and something that you don't. There's obviously the goddess kind of I can't think of the word for it, just like visualizations of this. There was like 3 different religions kind of echoed through this, I think.
Yeah, it was like African, which was Yoruba religion, the goddess Oshun, and then I think there was an Indian religion, and then even one that was a Roman. So it was very interesting to kind of weave those in. Yeah, so that was super dope.